Hi, Leslie. Hi guys, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Able to hear.
Okay, hi Uday. Good evening. Okay.
Hi.
Hi Yatish, Lazia. Hi Bhaskar. Good evening, Bhaskar. Hi Aparao, Tata. Hey Chakravarti. Hi Lakshmi. Manikanda, Lazia. Okay. How are you? How are you guys? All well? How was the class yesterday, the discussion? You wasn't able to unmute yourself, huh? Chakravarti. Let me ask you to unmute. I think Aparao keeps going and coming. That is something. Chakravarti, can you speak now?
I
No.
think it's.
I think he was in traveling. He was in traveling.
Was it? Okay. I don't know, Chakravarti. Probably it's something to do with your mic. It looks like.
Chakravarti can rejoin.
Yeah, possibly you could do that. That's a good suggestion. Yeah. But you can hear me out, Chakravarti?
Yeah, he is able to hear. He texted sir. So maybe he will be
audible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, we have 10 people, including myself. So there are only 9. I think I was in a long call with Parvesh. Of course, we did have a Java user group meeting today. It was very good to see Uday, Bhaskar, and Dhananjay. I think Dhananjay is not joining for a couple of days. I don't see him at all. Was he present yesterday?
Yes, sir. He's present yesterday.
Maybe he's not available today. I don't know. Day before yesterday he was present as well. Okay. So Dhananjay, it was very nice to see them in person, right? I think others, I don't know whether they had a plan, right? Okay, is anybody interested in giving a summary of what we learned today from the Java user group meeting before we could start with the other discussions? Just a anybody? Uday, Bhaskar.
Yes, sir. I think Dhananjay already told like Monday he will be explained.
Monday you'll explain, huh? Okay, that's fine.
In the group he already texted.
So you are free from the response.
No, it's not like that, sir. Already I given the feedback, right?
No, not to me. You know, I met you in person. That's for the group. That's fine. We'll discuss it on Monday. Yeah. Okay, guys. That said, we'll get started today. I know last class, what we have seen is on classes and objects, right? I just wanted to make some bit rush up slightly so that we could cover a bit more. Again, tomorrow I'm traveling. I don't know because next week completely we are, myself and Satish, both of us would be in Ramakrishna College, Coimbatore to take Java classes to the third year BCA students. It's about a week, 1 week course, not the whole week though. It's in the evening, 2 hours we would take it. So I'm traveling tomorrow. Around 9 o'clock, my train reaches. So I probably do not know. I don't want to commit myself as well. So tomorrow there wouldn't be any classes. And as Satish should have told you yesterday, probably we are planning to have the classes from Feroz from next week onwards on data association algorithms. This is one. But we do have other things to catch up to have an enterprise ready application as you would have seen, right? Maybe I'll share my screen as well, just as a refresher, right? This is what you remember, the initial day 1 of orientation session we spoke about, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Live quiz.
Correct. So today is the day, and we also have planned to have some quizzes. Of course, here we are lacking a bit. We could have covered a bit more. Still with the core Java itself, we are kind of still hanging around. So we do not have a greater coverage. We could have covered a lot more, right? So let me see, I want to rush up slightly a bit more speed. I want to catch up so that we could be able to do justice for the event and also for your readiness. So what we plan to have it is, we will have quiz today. Now, a couple of quizzes, 2 to 3 quizzes, just for a demonstration and for you to get used to that, right? And we would have one quiz tomorrow, which is again 10 a.m. If all of you are okay with it. Lakshmi, would that time be okay with you? 10 a.m. IST? I think you are attending Naveen classes, but is it there?
Yes, sir. Yes. If the classes are from 9 to 12 IST in the
Okay,
morning.
12, but it will be too late for you to take up the quiz after 12, isn't it?
Yes. So can we take it any time, or is it like all the people should take it?
There are two things. Let's see. One is you want to have a moderated quiz. How do you perform? Right.
Okay.
Other thing is the coding. We also, just something all of you please pay attention. Today we will have some quizzes, which is the moderated quiz. We'll run it. One sample quiz, we will run it now. Then after we see some contents, we'll have a fillers. We'll also take some breaks. Please do stop me. Maybe after an hour's time, roughly we will stop it. Or 1 hour, 15 minutes, somewhere around, we should stop. We'll take a break. We'll have a genuine bio breaks, 5 minutes, and then we will start with a quiz. So 2 other quizzes. Parvez, I think he has joined. Parvez, are we ready with those quizzes, or you would do it in the due course of time when I take up the class?
Yeah, hi Raghavan. One quiz is ready as of now.
Thanks.
One more I'm on progressing.
Wonderful. Do it, no problem. Right. By the time you still have time to finish the other quiz, because obviously we have more time, right? First quiz I'll run it with my own what we both have executed demo quiz, and then we would have one quiz what you prepared already. Then we will have one more quiz. So I request everybody to just go ahead and cooperate. I know your network, etc. Just let's catch up as best as possible, right? I don't want to really intend to 3 hours, but if at all it demands, let's see how best we would, right? But we'll take breaks as well. So tomorrow, if that is the case, Lakshmi, we would exclude you when others. There are 2 things. One is for the coding. We want to have 2 evaluation round tomorrow. Again, based on what we have taught, nothing out of syllabus. You can be assured of it. There's just 1, but we may have multiple quizzes because we couldn't cover everything, at least do beyond a point. So we would have multiple quizzes going forward. Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we may have series of quizzes on a little bit serious mode, which will let you think a while and then answer. Not completely, it's a child's play. No. So we would continue to have some quizzes, live quizzes, plus some coding assignments as well, not just 1. Just a little bit of increased scope we will have it, with which you would also have a better understanding of where do you stand. So that said, today we'll have some small quizzes. Tomorrow we will have one quiz, which will be 20 questions, each 1 minute time we will give. So I'll put together 30 minutes of time. Subsequently, we would have another 30 minutes of time for a live coding quiz. That is where I've requested all of you to join in this Google Classroom. Right here, you see we are evaluating a lot of tools. This Google Classroom, here is where I added it. Where have you added all the people? I don't see everybody. Parvez, you are invited here, right? Okay, I think good. I'm seeing many people now. Thank you. Uday Kumar, I see. Narayana Lakshmi, this is you, right? Lakshmi? Korapul.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great. Vamsi Gubala is already there. Vinita. Yatish, I see. Maragada Prasad. Do you have Prasad today? Hey, Dhananjay. Good evening. Do you have Prasad? I think, I don't know.
Good evening.
He is not well. He will catch up. Okay. Lasya. Okay, great. Bhaskar. Dhananjay Kumar Singh. Right. Dhananjay, you are the same person who came for the meeting today?
Yes, Raghu.
Okay. But who is the Dhananjay Singh? We have one more DJ, Dhananjay Singh.
I think it's me only, Dhananjay Singh.
That's a different Dhananjay. Okay, great. Chakravarti, Aparav Tata, Manikanda. So good to see quite a few people. I don't know. Probably Chakravarti and Parvez help me get all of the people added here. So what we would have, maybe we'll use this as a forum to have a probable environment that will be collative and conducive enough to have all the conversations, right? So we would have it here. Here is where we would add the instructions and the quiz. You need to click on it and take it up. right? What is this? Is sample demo quiz, we have it. And then once you are done with it, because this is not time bound, you can take it at your own pace. But we need to know how long do you take. So the moment you start, we will have it at 11 a.m. tomorrow. 10:30 to 11 a.m. is what the due date. I would request all of us to stick around with that. Lakshmi, probably I will keep you as an exception because of
Sir,
the time.
no, sir. I will see the recording sessions from Naveen, sir. I will attend the quiz.
Sure, anything is fine, but I'm okay
Yes,
to
sir.
give you an exception for you because you are definitely extending your time from a different time zone. Where rest of others in India, 10 to 11 is what the slot we block it. 10 o'clock the quiz will start. That we will have it in this environment where we have this quiz hub, where we have the quiz. We will start it. I'm going to demonstrate it now. Can I request all of you to join this quiz now? Please click on this URL. I'll give you, or this app, and you have to add this code, or click on this URL. I'm giving it in this chat, Google chat as well. In our WhatsApp group also, I'll give it. Please, all of you, you have to register yourself. Please do take up, have one ID. It's easy for, or all of us, easy for that, right? Have one ID. And then please, can I request all of you to register? Let's do the quiz as well now. And let me know if you're all done with it, please. So this is where we'll have the quiz tomorrow, right? Let's do that quiz now. Yeah, please do register and let me know, confirm me. Okay. Is it, how many of you are done or how many of you are still pending with it? Okay, Apara Tata is done. Maybe let me start this quiz. This is demo quiz. You would understand what is that we are doing. 10 question, yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, Raghavan. Actually, it's asking us to create an account.
Yeah, please do it. Sorry. Yeah. No problem. But you don't have an account already, you can sign up with Google, guys. That's easy. So that it doesn't need to send an OTP and all. Probably prefer signing up with Google. If you are done with Google, that's easy. I would request that. Recommend and request. Please do sign up with the Google. Yeah, that's easy. And I'm seeing the list of participants here. Chakravarti and Lakshmi. Probably I would request, yeah, just be a bit faster so that we have other contents as well to cover. Sorry, I think my bad. I should have given this Parvesh. We could have asked the people to be ready with that. My bad, because we just had a long call. Sure, no problem. Let's give a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have done. Yeah.
Okay, Uday Kumar, Lazia, Yatish, Dhananjay Kumar Singh. Is the other Dhananjay introduced by Chakravarti, is it?
Actually, Dhananjay Singh and Dhananjay Kumar Singh both is same, Raghavan. That Kumar is the middle name. So somewhere middle name
You
is
are the
coming
same
somewhere.
person. You are the same person.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Good. Manikanda, okay. Except me and Parvez, how many are there? This again. Parvez, how many do we have today?
Now 13. So 11
13.
members.
So 11. So we need 4 more. Guys, please be interactive. Please be actively participating. It's gonna save everyone's time. I always keep repeating that, please, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yatish, okay. Lakshmi, Chakravarti, Dhananjay, Uday. Yeah. Where is Bhaskar? He's still creating his account. Apparao Tata.
Apparao.
Great. That Apparao reminds me of Dasavadaram. Apparao. Huh?
Yes.
Avunandi. Yeah, it's an epic character, man. Apparao. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, who else? 9. Vamsi also joined. Very great. 2 more. Who are those? Bhaskar and 1 more. Who else? That's Bhaskar. 13, right? Myself and Parvez are excluded.
I think Dhananjay 2 account is there, no?
Dhananjay. Yeah, great.
Bhaskar
Awesome.
only.
Nice, Uday. Good observation. Keep it up. Super.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bhaskar ji. Bhaskar. I'll give 1 minute. Then we would start. This is going to be a simple quiz, guys, please. And I request, this is a sample quiz, demo quiz, very simple. Try to do your best on genuine, right? Obviously, you don't have much time as well. It's about 30 seconds. So don't look around, Stack Overflow, this, that. Make your best attempts. It's fine. Don't worry about the scoring, etc. We have a leaderboard as well here. Don't really worry about this, that, whether it's right or wrong, etc. Obviously, you feel happy when you get the answer right? But you do your best sincerely. Even you make your sincere attempt, but the answer goes wrong, which is better than making an inappropriate attempt, copying, pasting from elsewhere, and then attempting and getting it right. That's not the intention, right? Okay, I think let's go ahead. Let Bhaskar join. I don't know whether he has got a trouble. That's fine. All of you are able to see the quiz, right? You have joined this quiz also, right? I'm starting
Yes.
the question. Please pay attention. Your quiz will be loaded on the screen when I press. This is where we need the moderated controls. We have the control. The moderator, myself or Parvez, will be running it. So we run this. The question gets loaded. There will be options. You have 30 seconds to answer it. I think Bhaskar joined. Hi, Bhaskar. Thank you, which is good. All right. I am clicking the question now. So you have 5 seconds to load the questions as well. Please do that faster. The one who responded will be coming in the leaderboard. I'm watching out now.
No, to coming from me.
Sorry?
Raghavan, it's saying a question is already in progress. You can take part from the next question.
So should I click on play quiz?
You click on answer. Which one do you think it is right? You click on it.
No, this question is not coming in.
No, take part from
It is
next quiz.
already in progress. You can take up.
Sir, we can see the question and we answered it.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe a network delay, guys, for the others.
For me, it's not getting. I'm
Okay.
getting the right
Sorry
question
about
is already in progress. You can take part from next question.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, same for me.
Same with me.
Maybe we started late.
So we have mixture of responses. Quite a few have answered rightly. 4 participants have answered rightly. So I'm giving
4
the next
members
question.
are answered.
Right, Apara, Tata, Lakshmi, Chakravarti, and Manikanta, they answered right. Others, either you didn't get the question or you didn't answer it. Right? That's fine. It doesn't show who did what. Only I am making it here as a simple math, right? 4 answered correctly, 4 people appear on the leaderboard. Not for all. Okay, here it comes for next question.
Yeah, it is coming.
Okay, you got 30 seconds. What is the default size of an array list in Java? Option 1, 5, 10, 0, 1. Maybe let me read that out as well if that helps. Is it fine or I keep quiet?
And it's getting now. I think everyone is getting.
Wonderful. You got 10 seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vijay are entered. Okay, Parvez, can you help Chakravarti Vijay to register for this quiz? He just came now. Yeah. Okay, as always, there are 33% people answered rightly. So others got it wrong as well. The right answer is array list has a default capacity of 10. But when created without any argument, the default capacity is 0. So that's when the people who answered 10 is because of the reason when you do not specify any initialized content, right? Just a blind array list. If you're an empty array list, you start, there is no element to be added. So this is a very good tricky question. At the beginner level itself, but the capacity is 0. I hope you are clear, right?
Okay.
So here the one problem is probably the question default capacity.
Default capacity of 10, correct. Yeah.
Hmm.
Next question comes in 5 seconds now, right? Yeah. Parvez, please help Vijay to register and join the quiz. Yeah.
Sure.
Which of the following is not a valid way to create an array list in Java? Please read the question correctly, right? Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Try to answer, guys. Don't skip it, at least. Okay.
That's the 1 point I got it.
Okay. 30%. 3 participants answered correctly. Array list, because this is all generic list type. Question, I don't know how many of you read it correctly. It said which of the following is not the right way to create an array list in Java, right? So array list equal to new array list. This is, you don't give a size here. Here you give a size, it will give an error. Whereas rest of them all, you give a size, right? So this is again wrong. I don't know why. Array list alone, okay. You don't specify a diamond shape, but I think
Sir, third one is right or
Third
wrong?
one is
I
the
see.
third one is the I think something is there actually. Third one is the wrong Raghavan.
third one should be the wrong. I don't know, man.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
So
still
we all
right.
selected third one.
Okay, forget about it. This is a demo quiz. I'll have to check that out. Parvez, I think we missed it. To me, it looked okay. It was, again, let you know, guys, this is an auto-generated question. We didn't type it.
So
It's like
but which we answer as correct is it's not a correct. That's what.
yeah, we'll check on this. Ideally, this should be wrong because here you give it, here you don't specify the type. But I think that takes the ulta. We'll check that out. Here you don't specify the declaration, but here you got it in the instantiation, right? The type
So
specification.
whenever we create a new keyword, then only we should specify the angular brackets and everything. If it is not, it should be wrong answer.
Correct. So let's check that. No problem. We'll come back on this, right? Okay, that's fine. Let's go to the next question. In 5 seconds. So if at all you got to blame somebody, it's not me, it's OpenAI, ChatGPT. Which of the following is not a valid looping statement in Java? I'm sure mostly you would get this right. So Parvez, are we getting Vijay added here?
Yeah, I sent him the link actually.
Okay. Vijay, are you there in the call? I admitted, did he drop off? I don't know. Hey, somebody made this wrong. Huh? One participant
I think I understand.
does not have a repeat looping statement, right? For
No, for each.
each while
Right, so
repeat is not at all an answer. At least for each we say, right? For each, but there's nothing called repeat. I agree where the confusion is. There is no keyword called each. That's why
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might have chosen that.
yeah,
But when you look at from comparing to repeat is the right answer. Repeat is never coming there at all, right? So that's why this is the right answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question will load. Next question coming is 4 seconds. 2, 1. Which of the following is a valid way to use a continue statement in a loop? This is something we have not covered, but I expected, I wanted you to do your own homework. It comes from your part of your own self-study or homework. On top of what we have covered in the class. Right, guys? Right? Okay. Great. Continue is the right answer. Continue loop, continue. That is for goto, if at all you think, right? Goto, where we use the name of a block and give it. So continue looping until false and all is totally wrong. Whoever had answered it, please do revise your basics. So continue is a simple statement on its own without any variables or identifiers. So that's the right answer, right? Let's go to the next question. It's coming in 4 seconds. How are the questions, guys? What is an object in Java? A piece of code that can be reused within a program, a collection of related variables and methods, a type of variable that can hold multiple values, a keyword used to declare a variable. Object and classes that we covered. Apparav Tata and the leaderboard. Nice. Barav. Here you go. 5 participants answered it right. Yes. Piece of code that can be reused. I know where the confusion comes. The Java object-oriented programming inheritance reusability is different. When you simply talk about an object, it's a collection of related variables and methods. If you look at it, we spoke the student class, right? Behaviors, properties and behaviors. Yes or no? Properties and methods.
Yes.
So that's what it is all about. Whereas type of variable that hold multiple values is an, what is it?
Array.
Array. Very good, Dhananjay. Keyword used to declare a variable is also not. It's not a keyword, right? Not like integer, string, character. Whoever, okay, nobody had answered it, right? So 2 answered this, 3 answered that. So please get that right. So Apara still continue to be there. Lakshmi, okay, she also joined. Apara, I think you made it wrong here this time. Manikanda also
Wrong selection. Wrong selection.
5 points. Okay. What is the main difference between a class and an object in Java? Let me see how many answers correctly. Seven, 6, 5,
Main difference between
Eight.
class and object is Java.
1. Boom. Right. 4 added rightly. My goodness, there is a mixture of answers, man. Class is a template, whereas an object is an instance of a class. Class is a blueprint. This is also right. Whereas an object is a real world entity. This is also right.
Yeah, that's all are correct.
Sir,
only.
Here first and second
Third
actually
option.
both is right.
Right.
Third option.
Class is a blueprint, whereas object is a no. It's not a virtual entity. Object is a real entity. That's wrong.
Okay.
It's not virtual. It's real. As I told you, batter, idli plate, but idli, you pour the batter and get a real substance out of it. Object is real. It occupies memory. The word bag does not occupy a space, but a physical real bag you hold needs a space in the house. Correct, Lakshmi? Nothing virtual.
Yes, sir.
Class,
Yes.
right? Class is virtual. You can look at it somewhere. It's abstract. Blueprint, template, skeleton, but object is real because it needs memory in the heap. Class is an
Both are
instance,
correct
whereas an
answer.
object is a template. This is terribly wrong. Whoever had answered it. Fundamentally, this is wrong. Not sure. Please do revisit your fundamentals. Absolutely. At
So
least
first 2 are correct, right?
class is a blueprint, object is a real world entity. Yes. But
So I thought, okay, both are correct. No? So
Actually,
I think that's a different one I select. So that fourth one selected by me.
See, second one is correct in the concept of oops, but question is specific
Correct.
asking for Java.
between
Yeah,
Java.
that's what for
correct,
me
Dhananjay.
also happened.
So what happens is, that's the right one, Dhananjay. Thank you for adding. In general, when you typically look at it, this is correct from a normal definition perspective. But from within Java, you look at it, class and object is instance. When you look at only class and object, difference between class and object. Class is a template, object is an instance. I think that's where it differs. Makes sense? So
Yes.
this is
Yeah.
where this becomes tricky. Like
Yeah,
how
which is
the
a
previous
complete
question
wrong
when
that
we
I
saw.
only selected because I thought both are same. No, so
Right,
first
right.
and second same. So I thought.
See,
they
this
are
is more
answering
like
different.
each and repeat, right? Typically.
Yeah.
When you just look at it, each is not a keyword at all in loop. For, while, do, while we have. There's nothing called
So
each. We don't write it. But when it
Yeah,
comes to another option, choice called repeat, then that is the right answer. Repeat is never existing in the loop. Loop means
yes,
statement
that's
construct of
right.
a loop. That's how the options are outweighed across each other. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think this maybe help me. If directly I start a tomorrow one,
Yes.
then
See, that is
many
why
wrong
we are
answers that I
conducting
get.
this. I again don't know. I'm repeatedly asking others have any questions you can ask. If you don't ask, I cannot assume. It's up to you, right? Take an
Yeah.
equal participation. We never suppress anybody from asking questions. Okay, next question is on your way. You have 2 more guys. Got to rush up. What is the keyword used to create an object in Java? I wish at least this gets 100%. Tick. No assumption. Okay, don't reveal the answer. Don't speak out. You don't need to say it. You don't need to say it out loud, right? Here you go. Yeah,
100%.
congrats. Very
Okay.
First question, all answered.
I am happy. One question that you got, all of you, brilliant job. Keep it up. Kudos. Let's
Sir,
go.
here if I select one answer, can I change it?
I don't know. You got to check it. I've been an
Sir,
admin.
we can't
If I
change
check
it because
then
I tried
will
it.
go.
Which of the following methods can be used to convert a string into an array of characters? This as well, I would expect a 10% result. Let me see. How effective, how focused were you? None of them need any preparation, guys. If you have attended the class correctly, you would answer. Just a thinking.
No, it's not able to select.
Here you go. No, man. Only 3 participants answered it right. String.to
Yeah,
is not a method at all. String.split, I would agree, gives you, but you need to give a regex and all.
Yes.
Right? Please read the question correctly. .to char array is the right method. To char array. It's meaningful. Even as a fluke, guess you would have made it. Caret is totally wrong. It gives you 1 character at a time at the position. It gives you the character at an index what you pass. It gives only 1 character. The
Yeah, sir,
question
and
is,
here only we can select if we cannot change. That's it.
then
Yeah,
that is
right.
something wrong. You need to make the right choice with it. Then probably.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm just
string.to
giving
char
like
array
if
method
any
is used to convert a string into an array of characters without passing any index or input like regex, etc. This is the right answer. Right? I'm just explaining things as well so that you have a better understanding. All right. So Manikanta is in leaderboard and Lakshmi still continues. Abarao, 1 down. Chakravarti having a good. Okay, Lasya, nice. Good to see Lasya and Bhaskar as well. Cool. Dhananjay, Yatish, Uday, you also have a good score, right? Okay. Vamsi, 3 points. Nice. You are not from computer science background. Still, you are making yourself, right? Last question, guys. So everybody got some scorings at least. Which of these methods returns a copy of the given string with the leading and trailing white space omitted? Don't say that answers loud. You are spoiling the opportunity of others. It's already 30 minutes now. Yeah. Zoop.
Oh, that is
All right,
correct.
100%. You made a good guess. Trimming is a method that trims out, chops off the white space characters in the leading and trailing before beginning and ending of the string. All right. So let's see the leaderboard. Right, Manikanda.
Same, I think.
That's so
Thanks.
scoring on top. Lakshmi, congratulations. Definitely, it's good. Abbarao, Chakravarti, 7-7, good show. And Lasya, 6 points, very good. Comparatively, you made a very good attempts, right? Bhaskar, 6, Dhananjay, Yatish, 5 each, Uday, 5 each, Vamsi, 4. So congratulations to everybody. The reason why I'm saying nobody has got 0 score. So you feel happy about it. But wherever you missed it, I'm very happy on others like Lasya, Vamsi, those who are totally new to Java. Still, you are able to make some good scoring. So keep it up. Others, wherever you miss, but nobody made are able to make 10 out of 10. So we could look at that as well. So good show. Yeah, sorry.
I think now you can continue.
Okay. So definitely it's a good show. Just a quick testimony of what we have learned, right? So how was the quiz, guys? Hope you enjoyed. It was
Yeah,
interesting.
it's nice.
Yes, sir.
And
We can
making
have
a-
more questions, more questions.
Trying to get 10 out of 10, but
Very good.
maybe
No worries. No worries. Let's see. The one interesting thing is we all will have an opportunity to learn from what we relearn things as well. All right. That's great, guys. Good to hear that, right? Okay. So Parvez, I hope I guessed it right? People will definitely have more interest to have more quizzes. Did I say that right?
but
Yeah, Raghavan. Yeah. I can see that active participation and their interest.
Exactly.
Okay. Without telling them, they have unmuted and discussing it actively.
That's the important piece, guys. I really like in it. Let's discuss it then and there. Certainly, we'll check that. There could be something wrong in the way AI gave the options. We don't need to go with it. Let's be clear on the right answers. Let's focus on. All right. Any questions so far on any of the questions before we start with the actual topic discussion? Any questions?
So the questions, tomorrow questions also will be the same, like the same or?
Uday, very smart. No, it will be
No, same in sense, not a question. The way, because it's confusing and that and all the same way. Right?
Yes. Bit more.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Same
Tomorrow we will have, I'll also tell you that 20 questions we will have tomorrow. But instead of 30 seconds, we'll have 2 more quizzes today in the intervening gaps. Okay. In between, we'll discuss about topics and then have a quiz, discuss about topic and have a quiz and end the day. Is that fine, all of us?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All these today's quizzes will be in the same pattern. 10 quizzes, 30 seconds for each. right? Whereas
Mm.
tomorrow we will have 20 quizzes. In that will cover what we learned today as well, including that 20 quizzes.
20 questions.
20 questions, my bad, sorry. 20 questions. One quiz for 30 minutes, 20 questions, each question, but we will give 1 minute. Instead of 30 seconds, we'll give 60 seconds. So no discussions on it tomorrow. Because we want to be mindful of the time. 20 questions will take 20 minutes. But here and there, you have 5 seconds to load all that. We'll take 10 minutes extra. So 30 minutes for the quiz. 10 o'clock sharp, we will start. 30 minutes, 10:30 a.m. morning, tomorrow morning, we'll complete this quiz. We have the quiz template as well ready tomorrow. We are working on it to give. I also tell you that pattern. Out of 20, 7 to 8 questions will be a bit easy, relatively easy, so that you don't totally get disappointed. 6 to 7 questions will be a medium complexity. 5 questions will be increased complexity. I would say a bit tough or a increased complexity. 5 questions, which will really make you think. Because
So, in it, there is any coding related thing? Can we?
I'm coming there.
Any code? Okay.
That is also there from 10:30 to 11, 2 slots. Can somebody read this on the preparation? What did we do? Live quiz is for what? What did we say? Evaluation. We are doing evaluation criteria, right? That is that application before and quiz up, which we 25th of June. This is the actual evaluation. The score what you get tomorrow will be marked against your candidature. Whenever we have an event meetup, when the recruiters come, we will scrutinize your CV based on this scoring as well. So please do take this up seriously. Try to spend some time, practice some coding, right? And then come prepare. Make sense? So that is first off 10 to 10:30 a.m. 10:30 to 11, we would have a live coding. Not live coding. I would say it's not live coding. We thought we would make it. I don't know. That is where probably we will have this Google Classroom. I will assign to all of you this quiz where you need to come here and take up, go to Google Forms. There will be a question like this here. You need to write a program. You will be asked to write a program and you need to submit the questions. This is how it will be, right? You need to take that and write that. You need to submit it and come back here and give an answer. I am done with my coding quiz assignment. So the timings I want to record it. How long do you take? 11 o'clock is a due date, due time limit, 10:30 to 11. Right? Is it fine? Tomorrow? You guys are okay, or you need some more time for this? Tomorrow's evaluation quiz, 25th, we'll have it, or you want?
If we get little time, then I think it will be good.
Okay.
For
Others, how many of us are voting? Rest of them all simply muted, which I really don't like. Is there a challenge in speaking? What exactly is stopping you from talking? Only 4 people talk always. Uday, Chakravarti and
Lakshmi, Maniganda,
Lakshmi and Maniganda, right? Yes, Lakshmi.
Dhananjay and Bhaskar also.
Dhananjay sometimes, Dhananjay Bhaskar, they speak sometimes, but not, yeah, they're okay.
We cannot unmute every
Difficult
time
to-
because of the disturbance.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
know.
noticed.
But when I ask, at least you can unmute and speak, at least at times. So that, we
Then-
happen to get your participation. I get that.
Okay, okay, yes.
Thank you, no problem.
Okay.
So more participation will make me more happy, motivated, right? Gives me back some good cues that, okay, people are interested, people are engaged, people are connected. Now I don't even know people are on mute. I don't see your face, right? Just the name and the mute button, video mute, audio mute. I don't know you're eating your dinner, watching your YouTube. Honestly, I don't know. Do you have a clue?
No, you are right.
No,
Actually.
no.
You speak. That's a basic courtesy and respect that you can show. Once in a while, you turn on your camera, show your face, show an active participation. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lakshmi, yes, you had a question, please.
Sir, there is no question. So I'm okay with the timings that I'm raising my hand.
Okay, great. Thanks. So how many wants to have an extension? Not for tomorrow.
Tomorrow is fine.
Vijay, you are fine for tomorrow, huh? Okay, how
Yes, sir.
about
Tomorrow fine.
okay? In case somebody, at least one or two. Okay, do we have any more person to support Uday who wants to have some more? Was it Uday or who wants some more time?
I'm not asking the time. Sorry, I'm not asking the days, the timing.
Instead of morning, evening, you want to have a?
Like that. It's not a day change. I'm okay with Sunday. But if
Hmm.
it's evening.
Always, will you be able to run the show in the evening? Because I'll be traveling tomorrow evening. Or you want me to be a part of it?
Yeah. Tomorrow, yeah, as I said, that will be difficult.
You are
traveling.
also out, right? For a function you are
Okay,
attending.
then no problem, sir. The morning only we can order.
Okay, let's see, guys. This way, it's fine. We say 25th. How about running this show on Monday? One day we will give extra time. Is it fine?
Yes,
Monday
sir.
the same hour timing, right? 8 to 8
Yeah,
to
8 o'clock. We'll have the quiz and coding as well. Tomorrow, no class. You get time to prepare. Is it fine?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
only for me
But
only
yeah,
the
fine.
meeting.
Do your best. Come prepared, guys. So definitely. Okay, right. Let's get started with where we were. Yeah. What did we see on the other day, sir? Day 5. We saw a student class with the behavior attribute, behaviors or attributes, and the methods, how it behaves. Attributes, it says the properties, what the class has the details, right? And we saw the ways where we can add the properties, the values to the properties, and we print them. Equally, we have looked at how we can print the details of an instance, the class, using the this keyword as well, that represents the current object on which the method is invoked upon. And we also have seen the string representation of a class through toString method with the override annotation, which is there in java.lang.object class, which gives a toString representation that will avoid the default representation of the class name with @ of and the hexadecimal integer that 2 hex string of the hash code method. So we have also seen what is hash code, a unique integer, long sequence of integers representing a unique identification number of an object in memory. That's a hash code. It's a special term called hash code. And that is what by default printed. So we saw how we can override it by having a toString method in the same class. And whenever you print an object like this, system mode println, just print an object that invokes a call to the toString method if there is one present. It will run this, print this. Because it is returning toString, you have to give back a string. You need to return a string. Don't get confused. It's not a void method. It is toString. We have also seen that if you keep it as a void, it will throw an error, right? So it needs to return a string,
Yes.
whatever you want to return, representing that object. And don't represent all the attributes. What is most important, with which you will distinguish this object belongs to this person. So you mentioned that. And we have also seen, what is that? I think that's it. toString method and the hash code method. We print the print details. There was a method. We have seen that first we pass an object, but Java has a special way. If you invoke a method on the same class, same object, you don't need to pass it. You call it to this. So this represents the object on which the method is called. Chakravarti, that print details, the method will be invoked on this object, Chakravarti. So wherever you refer this, it will be calling the properties of that object. So when you say this dot name, the object belonging to the person Chakravarti will be called. The best example what you have seen on the other day, when the teacher asked to submit the assignment homework in a class, every student will take their respective notebook from their bag. Student 1 will take it from his bag. Student 2 will take from her bag. So this is the most fundamental concept of object-oriented programming. Each object will have its own data. This data, this pointer, this object's data. Which object? The object on which we are invoking a method. That is a fundamental thing we have looked at, right? Okay. Any questions?
I think Chakravarti have texted about this one timing, sir. He's telling like tomorrow only we can conduct. Because Monday DSA class is starting.
Yeah, let's look at the break times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are okay. I forgot to tell you that as well, right? Maybe I got probably, what do you call, overlooked, right? The thought was hijacked. Though we are having Feroz's class on data structures, shall we have, maybe with the different timings, shall we have our classes as well? Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sure. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
but
Yes.
we would
Yes.
continue this flow, whatever we could, right? What would be the timings then?
Like it's your comfortable times.
Yeah, thanks, Bhaskar. That's also the case. How about having it in the morning? I know it's difficult for me as well, but that is okay, considering Lakshmi's availability and
Yes,
because-
sir. Morning also I'm fine.
Yeah, rush in the evening. Too late it will be, right? Beyond 9, 10. I don't know how much Feroz will need. So 2 choices I have. Maybe we can take a poll. Chakravarti, what time you attend office? I'm talking about 8 o'clock. That's the time frame I look at it. Maybe 7:30.
8 to
1 hour. We'll stick to 1 hour.
because I also then 10 o'clock.
Right. So 2 options. We'll have it. Let's take a poll as well. One, after Feroz's class, maybe some break, half an hour's time, we'll continue. It'll end up in the late night. This is the similarly how we have it. Let's say, for example, 9:30 to 10:30 or 11, we'll have it, 1.5 hours. Or in the morning, 7:30 to 8:30, or 7 to 8. Somewhere we'll all have to keep ourselves present, available for the class in the morning. So I leave that option. Chakravarti, you can conduct a poll next week as well if you want to continue. So please conduct a poll in WhatsApp. Chakravarti or Feroz, Parvez. We can take the choice accordingly. We'll continue. Right? I don't want to miss for the whole week. Of course, one day I wouldn't be available. I'm also attending a marriage. I'm traveling. One day I wouldn't be able to take up. Rest of the other days we can manage. Right?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Thanks. So let's take a look. Are there any questions on this basic concepts? What we have covered?
Sir, hash code is nothing but the memory location address.
Yes, that's correct. Unique address.
Okay, sir.
I don't know if you don't speak out, it's your call, right? I said I don't want to waste my time and energy further in repeatedly asking individual people. It's up to you. If you have a question, this is a very basic fundamentals. So this is where we get the hash code. So I run it once again. You see, mostly the objects don't, because this is the only program running in memory, right? If the heap memory is occupied and this class is running, we conduct the other class as well, then there is a possibility that we get different object, different address when you run the program once again, right? Okay, fair enough. Let's go here. I don't know what day it is. I keep shuffling. I'll copy the student. I'll make some changes here. Please pay attention. In my Student.java, always as a best practice when we write a class, typically, the class should contain only the data that it represents, but not the main method. Typically, the main method is actually called as a test class whenever you want to invoke a point. So I want to have a separation from here itself. So what I'm going to do, I would copy the Student.java as a test Student.java. One more thing I keep forgetting, guys. I need to share the code in GitHub and give it to you. Nobody has asked me for. I thought probably you are looking at videos and practicing, or I don't know how did you manage it. I keep forgetting. I wanted to share this code. Probably we'll take a look at GitHub where I will show you that. GitHub refresher course you all wanted, right?
Yes, sir.
So what I do here, I would share the code as well. So we'll do test student. I would remove this, right? Let us have like this. I would go to student.java. I would remove all these lines. So, my bad. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Sorry. I would delete only this code. Okay. Yeah, you understand, right? The class will contain the methods, what it demands, and the properties. No test class. Is it clear? I think I made it simple, right? Here in this student class, we have the properties and the methods. That's all. No test code, no main method logic. Where have you pushed the main method logic?
Test student.
Test student does not have a student class, but it has got the test method where we are adding the check out the details, all that. Okay, we don't need this. My bad. Yeah. So we don't need these methods. Why? Why we don't need this?
So we have
We placed all these
student.
methods in a separate student class.
Very good. That is a unit of container, separate container we have it. So what do I do? What this command does? Java C start.
Which is
Will
In
not
compile,
day 6 folder, all the
compile all the
Java files
Java,
should be compiled.
Not all the Java files. Again, guys, I'm preparing you for the kind.
Java extension files.
Okay,
dot Java file.
that's all. Your answers are not still completed.
The source code will be
Yeah, no need to go to that now as of now. What does this do? It compiles all the Java files present in the current directory.
directly.
You need to compile.
So that's what I said, sir.
Yeah,
Is it?
Lakshmi told.
Okay, ma'am, and I missed it. Right? If I've said that, that's correct. What does this do?
It will compile only these two class. Java
Specific
file.
more than one class, which is like that. They are compiled successfully. It is as good as this. This other command also we are seeing now. Yes or no? The dot class is get appended time frame, right? Now we are compiled it. Yes or no?
Yes, we compared that.
Is there any change in the output of what we have seen yesterday and today?
No,
Is there a change in the structure of the class?
think hash
Output
code
changed,
is
hash code is changed.
That's okay. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
But in general, is there any parameter difference, perimeter difference?
No.
No, in values don't.
This is a variable data, Lakshmi. That's fine. That's understood and implicit. It's fine, right? But still, structurally, fundamentally, is there any change in the output?
No.
No, no.
But what have we done? Is the source code same now?
No.
Oh, no. We separated class.
What did we do? What operation did we perform now?
All the operations that the class object should perform should be kept in another class.
What did we? Okay, that's right. What did we do now? That's my question.
So we moved the main method, which is the test method, to other class.
Very good. Earlier, we had one class called student. It contained the properties and methods belonging to the student class, plus also the main method for execution together in one class. Yes or no?
Yes.
Which we have now broken into two classes as an student will contain only its own details. That's all. Nothing about main.
I think it's disconnected.
Yes, I think so. They.
Yeah. Wait, wait. I guess power gone.
But the screen is visible, right?
It was blank, suddenly
No, the
power.
we can see the whole the thing. The terminal can be visible.
Yeah.
I think power cut disconnected. It seems.
Yeah, now it is
Network
for
issue.
some time is stuck and it's gone.
Yeah. So by default, host is moved to some other.
Yeah. Because I saw the black screen, so that's what I thought. Power gone. We check it what.
Yeah, power cut generated restarted. Guys, let's introduce ourselves here. We have some time, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, can I start?
Yeah, yes, Lakshmi.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, my name is Lakshmi. So, I'm from Texas. My graduation completed, like I completed my BTech in 2016. So after a long gap, I just started my career once again. So I restarted my career. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, I think here Uday, I can start then, right?
Yes,
My name
Uday.
is my name is Uday. I'm currently in Bangalore. I'm from Kerala, maybe. Remaining up in India. No? Yeah, I'm from Kerala, and I have completed my graduation in 2014. Then I moved to non-IT, which is completely in BPO. Then I do have around 5 years of experience in that. Then later I moved to this like IT, which is Java developer. I do have around 2 years of experience in development. Then later I had some surgery, so I have some gap around 1 year. So currently I'm not working. Yeah, that's about myself. I think
Yeah,
Bhaskar,
hi
you
everyone.
can-
This is
yeah, okay,
Aparam.
continue.
Yeah, sorry to disturb. This is Aparam, basically from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. I'm currently based out in Hyderabad and have completed my graduation in electrical and electronic engineering. So I'm 14 only. And like I have a 5 years experience as a Java developer and currently I'm in a bench. So just I'm brushing up the skills and trying outside also for interviews. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah,
Now
hi
Bhaskar.
everyone. This is
Yeah.
Lasya. So I'm from Hyderabad. I'm like 2020 pass out candidate. So currently looking out for opportunities in Java like as a fresher. Previously I worked as an HR.
You work there?
Sorry,
No, last what you told, like you work there? Or something?
HR. Now I'm not
Okay.
working.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry guys, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
sir. Now
This is
we are
again,
hearing.
there was a good rain in Bangalore. So
Yeah.
Yeah, here also, Hyderabad also.
yeah, there also, okay, I don't know. Now my worry is once again, when the power resumes, there will be a shuffling, right? I don't have a router for my, what do you call, what is that? UPS for my router. So kindly bear with me in case if it again goes back, the normal power resumes, the generator will be auto shut. The link will be auto cut, right? Okay, so where were we? Sorry, I'll share my screen.
Yeah, we spent some time to introduce ourselves.
Oh, very nice.
That, then, yeah,
Who spoke? Open their mouth and spoke, Uday.
Yeah, last year was, I guess she's recruiting people.
Lazia, okay. She was from HR, but now she's into Java, right? Isn't it, Lazia?
Yeah, now she's not
Yes,
working. She's
currently
doing
I'm
Java.
a completely
Nice.
developer.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, that's good, guys. Glad to hear that. So please do interact with each other and get to know yourself better. Certainly, it was very good to see the people in person today, right? Uday. In fact, I met Parvez as well. Parvez came today. Uday, Bhaskar. Of course, Bhaskar, Dhananjay, I think I couldn't spend
Dhananjay.
much time with you. Like Uday and Parvez, who
Okay.
spent some more time. So we'll catch up, right? Probably, we were
Yeah, sure.
busy with the session and I was talking to others.
Yeah, you are busy today actually for
Yeah.
all this preparation.
So even in the sessions, I was active. I was, though I was not an intended speaker, I was trying my best to answer the queries for the people from the general public audience as well, right? Yeah, it was good
Yeah,
to
in
see.
session, I think Dhananjay have asked so many questions.
That's good. Nice to hear that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's good to have the interaction. Keep doing. Okay. Chalo, let's come back here. So what have we done? Yesterday, there was one unit class which contained both the things. What does that? One is the actual methods and properties related to the class. What was one more thing? What was one more thing? Now I don't get an answer.
I think questions not clear.
What was there in yesterday's class student? What did it contain?
It has a public method.
Properties and behavior.
Okay, is that all? Yesterday's class, I'm looking at it. I'm asking a question. We have a student, class student, right? What are all the things that did it have? That's my question.
Name, age, and location.
Apart
Details
from
of the
its
student.
object and this
So it
behavior,
has
we
some
had a main method also.
properties, which is name, age, email, phone number, and behavior. What does the student class can do?
Intent.
Mm-hmm.
We had created like we used the object properties in the same class where we try to
Good, Bhaskar.
get the data from the object.
Okay, that's again a method, Bhaskar. Good answer. I really appreciate your answers are good thought process you have, Bhaskar. Keep it up. Okay. So now can you tell me this is of when?
Again, PowerPoint.
I think power gone from
Yeah,
Raghavan sir.
PowerPoint same is happening. We'll see
I
next
think remaining people continue to introduce.
We'll go through that again. Like as you know, I am Bhaskar Raju. I'm at 2019 passed out. I have around 2 years, 10 months of experience. I'm working as a software engineer in Tech Mahindra. My project was moved to other vendor. So due to my bench period was heavy, so I got an initiative from HR to sign up with the settlement.
Yeah, same position for me also.
As the situation is like they are expecting more than 4-5+ years of experience even for an internal project.
Yeah, that's why nowadays is happening. I think today we already discussed that.
Okay.
No vacancies for below 4 years, at least 3 years minimum.
Okay, next please.
Hi, this is Vamsi.
Yeah, I think sir came. Sir, you are
Sir,
on mute.
you are on mute.
Mute.
Sorry, I think the bridge opens up. I'm on mute. Yeah, sorry. I think still the power has not yet resumed, but the power drip, there was a dropout. So I kind of connected from my mobile now. Okay. Which should help. Is it clear? What did we have? Right. Now, what are we having, sir?
Can you please share the screen, sir?
It's not sharing. Sorry.
Yes.
I think because call dropped, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's able to see.
Yeah. See, once again, there is a power drop off, but I connected from my mobile. I don't know, it keeps frequently flickering. And my Geo router, I don't know any of you faces that it takes a good amount of time, 3-4 minutes to boot up the router. So it's good that I connected. Is this clear, guys? What have we done? This is what I'm visually explaining. What I have been explaining verbally so far, now I'm visually explaining. On day 5, we had one class called student, where we had the methods and properties of a class. Plus the, guys, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thought I was lost. And also the test method, the main method, all in one class. All right.
Yes.
Now, we split up that main method alone separately. It's a main method or test class, we separated out in a different class called test student, right? But the class should contain only that attributes, nothing else. So this is indeed the right proportion for a class. What is that? So this is the right way of a class definition. What can it should contain only the properties and methods belonging to that. Then this is a test method separately. Sometimes only for a demonstration purposes, you could use this, but not in real professional world, right? And this has got a simplest way I would introduce. Not though very really, but just to the beginning level, I would enlarge this concept as well. As we go further, this has got a special. You all understand what we have done now, isn't it?
Yes.
Any questions on this? Any questions?
No, sir, we are clear.
No question.
So this has got some sort of. Have you heard of this term? It's
Yeah,
not a
so
perfect.
Yes, Raghavan, we had heard it.
Where have you heard?
it is solved principle to one, the first principle.
Solid principles, right?
Yeah.
Single response.
Yes.
It's not a
Yes.
perfect example. This is not a very clear, perfect example, but close about. Just because we are talking SRP, yeah, single responsibility principle. That's right, Chakravarti. So what are we fundamentally saying? A class should be only dealing with one thing at a time. That's all. It's relevant things. Here, this again I'm saying is not a very clear example, but has a relevance to that. Testing of the class, it's not his responsibility. It's someone else's responsibility. Clear? A test class is somebody else's job, not for the class itself. Yes or no? Earlier
yes,
we had
sir.
the main method here. Class was responsible, but we split that now. Say that, boss, that's fine. I have somebody else to take care of that. So we are separating that responsibilities by ensuring that the class is responsible for one thing, single responsibility. Now, what is the responsibility of this class?
Just holding the
What is
data
the-
and as well as behavior.
Right, very good. What is the responsibility of this class, Uday?
Holding the data and define the behavior.
Perfect. So it has data and methods. In general, they are called as members. What is that? There is a special
Members.
term called this. What is that? This is called as a member variable. This is called a member function. What do we say?
Member variable and member function.
These are members of a class, we say. Correct. So there's a special name, member function or method. And generally, that's a function. Typically, we use that because it is a part of a member, right? Member in the sense, member of a class. That's what we speak about. It's a member. He's a member of a house. So he has got the rights to stay in the house. That's what we mean to say. Like that, here, what do we call? Member
variable. Variable.
So in general, they are collectively called as what?
Members.
Members.
They are collectively called as
Members.
members. This is a collective name. Whenever you say member of a class, that means it can mean anything, either a variable or a method. But most likely people think member is a variable. No. Member is a common term that could indicate either a variable, a property, or behavior. Okay. So this class has the responsibility to store, represent only the member. How about this class then? How about this class then?
Member calling.
Testing. This class will only test what class? This class. It will be testing the student, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Guys, is it confused? Why there is a dead silence? Am I telling something rocket science?
No.
No, no.
Yeah, testing.
No, sir.
Right. That enormous amount of silence gives me a different feel that something cryptic I have talked, I have spoken. I shouldn't have spoken at all. I hope that is nothing of that sort, right?
No, sir.
No. Not like that.
So this class is indeed dependent on this class, we can say that as. But this is a simple logic and tendency towards the concept. So we have a member variable, we have a member function. Which we separated it now to, right? This is how it was. And what did we did today? We separated that out into this.
Yeah. Testing and
Yes or no?
members.
Yes. This is what we made it to. From this to this, we separated. But ultimately, we tested, there is no ultimately there is no difference in the output. So the classes are intact. Good, guys? Any questions?
No, sir. We are
No,
clear.
sir. Clear.
Let's look at the student class now. Let me go about. There is one special method always in the way of instantiating. Let's look at that. Let's go to test student. How am I instantiating? Can somebody tell me? What do I do in these steps?
Creating a
We are
object
creating
and
the object for. Yeah, Lakshmi, you can continue.
creating a student object, and with that object we are invoking every properties of the class.
Finish testing the while.
Of a class or of an object?
Object.
Basically, we had made all our properties as a public, and that's what we are able to access it.
That is also I may to cover that. Maybe let me cover that first and come back here. That's good. Who said that?
Dhananjay.
Dhananjay, thank you for that. I'll cover that as well. We will see something called access specific. In general, what you need to look at from object-oriented programming systems. There is a difference between programming language like C and C++. You all know what is, we all say the word OOP. We shouldn't say oops. If somebody say that, that's terribly wrong. You shouldn't say that as an acronym. You should say OOP or OOPS, object-oriented programming system or object-oriented programming language. Never ever say it as OOP or oops. It is totally wrong. If somebody says, probably they are not aware. So what should you say generally?
Object-oriented programming or OOPS.
OOP. Object-oriented. Right? Can we spell it as a word, whole word?
No.
Like oops. Strict. We should spell it as, or you understand this, right? OOP, OOP. This is the right. All right. So what is this all about? This is a fundamental theory. When you say object-oriented programming, it was actually introduced. Do you know which language it was introduced in?
Java.
Anybody knows?
Java, right?
No. Anybody knows? Anybody else?
Sir, we
CPP,
can
right?
use this CPP. Yeah.
Plus plus.
That is a fundamental difference it brought from C. What is the difference? C was mostly procedure-oriented language. C was procedure-oriented, whereas C++ was object-oriented, right? Let me tell you this fact as well. Please do keep it in your mind. So what is the fundamental difference that we had, right?
Yeah, Java focused on platform independence. Right? Okay, right. So
C was a procedure oriented, whereas C++ was object oriented. C talked more of functions. C++ talked more of methods, because we have an object coming in picture, right? When you say object oriented programming, if at all, I don't know how many of you had the background of executing things in C++. C, we had something called, we also had a what do you call container in C. What did we use it as is? C used something called struct. There was something called struct. C++ is talked about class. It's a container. Or
C, structures and unions.
unions. Struct is a keyword. We call it as struct, structure.
Yes, sir.
Right? Most important thing is, this is where I started this whole topic. In C, the importance or focus was more on functions, but C++ talked more of methods and data. This data played a very vital and crucial role where the functions were declared global functions, etc. In C, more of procedure oriented. Procedure or a function are equally used word. The emphasis was more given on the methods, procedures that used to take the data and work on it. There's something called global data. So the data was not given importance, and there were chances that there was an accidental modification to the data inadvertently. But C++ says no. Let me put a stop to all that nonsense. For me, data is more important. So C++ gave importance on safeguarding the access data and its access. What is that? C++ give away here. Where did we come? This is from C. Ultimately, what is the outcome? C++ when it was born, what outcome we had was, this is ultimate end result. What we had was data was secure and controlled access was given. With the controlled access. What do you mean by that controlled access? How do you secure a data, first of all? When you say you want to secure something, how do you do? What do you do?
We'll make sure that no one can access data without any access. Like it should not be accessed by everyone. Otherwise, it is not a secure. We should lock it.
Very good. You put a lock. That's a good thing, Dhananjay, right? So ultimately, the data was not secured enough. Probably I don't want to go too deeper, but you look at it where the functions were given more importance on C. Procedures, it's called. Please read the histories, Google, right? You should know a bit of this theory if you call as a Java developer or programmer on OOP language, even C++, it started with. So they wanted to give more emphasis on the data, where data should not be lost. Data is very key ingredient for a program to run. Assuming that your mathematical value, pi r squared, sir, is the radius of a area of a circle to calculate it, right? Assume there is a constant we declared as pi, 3.14. Whenever you look for a formula, pi into r, you always expect pi should be supplied with the 3.14. Am I right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What if somebody inadvertently modifies the data to 3.67? Would you feel happy?
No, the constant value should be same at all the time.
This was possible and happening in C due to the fact it's called global data. Inadvertently, there were accidental modifications happening on C. So people felt it is not right. We need to safeguard the data. That is when John Strostrup, he is a person who invented the language C++, right? So you look at it, C++, John Strostrup at Bell Laboratories over a period starting 1979. His attempt to add object-oriented features plus the improvements to C. Earlier it was called C with objects. First, when they started, they said C with objects. As a language developed, Strostrup named it as Strostrup, named it as C++ because we have a plus plus as a shortcut operator, right? Incremental A equal to A plus one level. By the way, there is a language called D as well, C and D. How many of you know the language D? There is a language called D. Any of you know? D programming language. Please be informed. There is a language called D. So that's why they didn't take D. I don't know when it was. This is released in 2001. I don't know what it is. But probably they wanted to, his thought process was C++, meaning it is just an advanced level of C. Maybe that's wrong. My statement was wrong. D wasn't existing. I think it's released in 2001, they say. I don't know. But his concept when he introduced the language is called just one level above C. That's what it is all about. He didn't really think about A, B, C, D alphabets. This is just, I want to tell you that there is a programming language called D, multi-paradigm programming language. Just for your information, that's all. You don't need to get a tutorial allowed on this right now. So this is a fundamental theory behind the C++. History of C++ also they have it, right? What is that, where it came from? It's a very fundamental. First day I should have covered. But we are talking about access space. I'm trying to share this piece of info so that you are at least aware. I know most of the generation, these generation don't talk. All are fast-paced programmers, agile, right? Fatapat people do. Not many have sufficient time and interest to think, look back. What is that actual history behind a language that we are learning? Improvements, right? These people keep asking for us. One higher than C. Do you see that? C++ roughly means that one higher than C. Yes or no? So C with classes first implemented, classes was reference, all that. This is a C's history. But the very main important point, C and C++ was, right? I don't know who gives that right. Original name and all C with classes, C with objects. My internet connection is unstable, right?
C with objects.
Okay. Yeah, C language is a procedural one that provides support for object and classes, right? On the other hand, C++ language is object-oriented and procedural. It has all got also procedure. I don't deny, but object-oriented is a added feature on top of that. So this is what I wanted to type. Compatibility, community support. Pointers can make, that's fine. But I don't know. This is what my teacher taught me when I studied C++ in my college back in those days. I can refer my lecture notes as well. So I don't know whether somebody really touches upon, right? But this object was given importance to data. I'm very sure that please be informed of this. Data was secured. We have a controlled access with the data. Anybody covers that? It is with bottom up. Yeah, top down, bottom up is fine. Namespace, middle level. C is a middle level language that you can take a look at it. But I don't know whether I'm able to get this or not. So how do you control access to the data? Through access control, security. How do you make a security? They introduce something called access control. Where do you see the access control in nowadays, or current days, recent days, in your day-to-day life? Access control.
While going to office, we need to check with the ID card.
Apart from ID card, you also have something called access card. Yes or no? What does that access card means?
It will check
Our
whether it is
data.
a valid person or not.
It
Based
will
on
read
that,
the
it will
card.
open.
Our data.
Right? What is that?
Our data will be there in access card. It will be check the match.
If there is a person, right, who wears an access card I'm talking about, not ID card, right? The person will be holding a what? Access card. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. In general, what that person wears? An access card. You understand that, right?
Yes.
So the access card helps us with what?
With the existing data, we can match it in our access card data.
So what is it like common across all? How does that access being given? How it is?
No, it's a different.
managed?
It will be different
So
for
what
each
happens
person.
to this person? Correct. You understand the fundamental part, right? So what does this person wears?
Access card.
So this access card gets you access privileges to get certain portion of an office. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So if there is a room, let's say, for example, meeting room at office. Yes, there is a meeting room.
Yes.
There is another room. Generally, what is that? Can anybody tell me what is the full form? I don't know, but I'm trying to. Anybody heard that room term?
No.
Anybody heard that? AHIU?
No.
No.
AHU, sorry, not AHIU. Air handling unit. AHU. It's more like a reserved special. But you understand what I'm talking about, right? Do you think this person will be given access to the room?
No, we can't access.
Not you. Will you be given access to this room? That's my question. This access will be granted here. How about this? Yes or no, sir?
Air handling unit. So all the HVAC systems related to that building, all those things will be maintained in that room. So no one can access that room.
It is a restricted access. Typical, simple. Yes or no?
Yes, restricted.
Not everybody, anybody will get that. Correct?
Yes.
It's as simple as that. You understood? This is the exact thing we apply to the data in the class, right? I could even name it as this. Is it clear to all of us?
Yes.
This is for a person with access card, we permit or deny. Likewise, to the members' properties, data, what is the data here? Is it a function or property? What is the data?
Properties.
Properties. So what do we add a tag here? Let's assume we have this data. What is that? This is our
data.
On that data, what do we apply? For an ID card, we say it is what? For ID card, what do we say that?
Access.
Access card. Not ID cards. For a person, what do we call it as? Access card. For here, for the data, we call them as access specifiers. That's it. Make sense? You must have heard the term access specifiers. Can somebody help me with that? What are those?
Public, private, protected.
Protected default.
Now I'm gonna make the choices. All right.
Protected.
Anybody follows me visually? Visual cues?
Yes, yes, Raghu.
Okay, can somebody help me with that?
What help actually?
Yeah. I also didn't get.
Somebody help me read this. Why there is a color coding I'm giving?
Public
Yeah, public means
Public,
green. Everyone can
green.
access.
You can access.
Very good. Yes.
So
Public, it's
private,
for
can you
common
put some
toilet.
red color?
Red color. Yes.
I'm putting this for a different reason. Yeah, you could do that as well. I'm changing this color now. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thick and red.
What is that? Okay, let me tell you. Give me a minute. I can do that as well. Wait. That makes more sense. But I thought I'll make it differently. All right. Public means it is accessible to everywhere. In general, no restrictions at all. It's public, common public. Private means it is very private, personal space. So it is allowed to be accessed only by the members of the class. Members of the class, what do I mean? Members of the class, I
It
say.
means the properties and that.
Methods.
Methods and
Variables and
yeah.
methods.
Yeah.
That's why
Method
I
variable.
use the word. Yeah, member function. There's nothing called method variables. It's a member function or member variable. Any member can access that. All right. Protected is very special, where it comes with inheritance. If you say protected, father-child, that's one of the OOP properties, object-oriented OOP properties. There are 4 characteristics of OOP. What are those? Can somebody list that down as well?
Abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation.
Very good. Which order you go by? What is your preferred order?
Encapsulation.
Okay. OP characteristics. Yes. What are those?
Inheritance.
Abstraction. Data encapsulation. Data is optional, right? Inheritance.
Yeah.
Polymorphism.
Polymorphism.
Doesn't matter any order.
So
Alright,
this is
makes
the
sense?
order, or we can no order.
I mean to say there's no strict order or anything, but preferably we start talking in this order for you to make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? So
Yeah.
this guy, the protected wala, the word protected has got
Inheritance.
a contact with inheritance, the word inheritance. Only with inheritance this comes, because a parent and child, when you inherit, what do you mean by word inherit in dictionary? Inherit? Receive money higher from the debt of the previous holder. Derive, that is what is it. Let's not talk about Papa Mar Gaya Kahani, right? Derive genetically from one's parents or ancestors. So whatever the gene we say, right? The characteristics of a parent or ancestors we tend to imbibe, we tend to carry in ourselves, right? Derive, that means it is getting passed. It is getting, what I could say, carried forward. So that is what we say inherit. Generally they say inherited money means, inherited property means it is through ancestors, not your own earned money. That's why they say inherited. The adjective inherited means it is inherited, right? That means it is from an ancestral property, not your own earned property. That's why we say. Clear, guys? Receiving from the previous generation, whatever the possessing or the, what do you call, the items that you possess, right, are received from your forefathers, ancestors, but not on your own earned capacity. Okay. So the inheritance only will give you this protected. That means if you declare a variable as protected, only the member, it's also private, more like private. Anybody within the class members always can access it. This is the least priority. This is the, what do you call? This is the least priority. This is the most priority. Most restricted, this is the least restricted, right? Within the class, anybody can access this. Protected, within the class, anybody can access, but also the only child classes, whichever you declare, we will also look at that today now, whichever you declare it as, you will declare, right, in a will, he is my son. By legal hires, we get the certificate. Likewise, whomever you legally, to the compiler, you declare that this class is extension of that class. When you say that, there is a keyword called extends. Class A extends class B. That means class B is a parent, class A is a child. So the child class can access the property of a parent class, provided that property is declared as protected in the parent class. Make sense? What if
Yes,
a
sir.
father writes that this property is not belonging to my children after my death? So will the
Private.
children have a right to time? No.
Oh.
Correct? That's the exact thing. You mark it as private, it's private. That's it. In my lifetime, they can enjoy. Protected, yes, it can continue to their life. That's how it is. The default is something special, which is of the package protected. They say package. Within that package, any class that you have without any declaration of the classes, they can access. It's within the package. That is something special. Last year, good. It is something special. What is this? This is called
Package.
Package oriented.
This is actually called a package boundary.
Sir,
Within
in this
the
case, what is the
package.
default access specifier? If
Default.
we are not
You don't
mentioned.
specify- You don't specify anything. So that class is accessible only within the other classes of the same package. We'll also
Okay.
take a look at packages. This is what the best I could explain. Maybe we'll take a simple example. Any questions so far on this? Who is chatting?
Sir, for protection, it's like we can access from other packages, right?
Yes, as long as it is a
Access
child.
from the
Yes,
other
that's correct. So that cannot control. That's a good question, Lasya. That cannot control. It can be a different package altogether, provided there is a legal binding between these two classes. Father, child, base class, child class, right? Right. So definitely it's time for us to have a break. Shall we catch up after 7 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sure.
Thank you. Thanks, Lakshmi, for
Okay.
reminding. Yeah. I'll stop the video as well so that gets broken. We'll start the next video. I'll make it open at sharp 9:50 p.m. IST. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.